Namaste. My name is Sina, and I'm here to share with you a few tips, tricks, and a full yoga series to help you open up for the lotus pose position. The lotus pose has many benefits. For many, it's a posture on its own to allow you to open up the hips, the knees, and the ankles. But the deeper benefits really come from creating a meditative practice, a meditative seat. Instead of us focusing on what happens below our waist, we begin to see what happens physiologically above. You begin to notice that your navel will push in, the tailbone lengthens down, the spine begins to align, meaning that the vertebrae begin to align one above the other. And when the vertebrae begin to align, you create some ease in the body. As you create some ease, then it allows you to have a deeper state of consciousness, a deeper state of mind to focus on your meditative practice. This being said, the lotus pose is not essential for your meditation practice. It's just another seated position to facilitate the practice of meditation. Other seated positions that you may use are easy pose, siddhasana, or Padamasana, the half lotus. You may even sit in a chair with your hands placed on your knees. This is known as Egyptian pose. Regardless if you can sit in lotus or not, the next series we'll be working with is to develop a steady and comfortable seat for whichever pose you do choose to sit in, so that we may progress our meditation practice. The series consists of 6 postures that will total an amount of about 15 minutes. We begin with folded pigeon. Place the left knee towards the left wrist and place the right knee onto the earth. This is a posture which opens up the hips towards an internal rotation, lengthens the glutes, and relaxes the knees. You may stay on the hands or place the elbows onto the mat. We'll be holding each side for 2 minutes. If you have any knee conditions, you may do a reclined leg stretch with a strap. 1 minute with a straight leg, then another minute cradling the leg. Lengthening the hands as far forward. When you're ready, switch sides. Tuck the right toes, take the left foot back into downward dog, and then placing the right knee towards the right wrist. Take any preparations you need to become comfortable into the position, and then going to your personal limits. If you took a variation on the previous side, you may do so on this. Close your eyes. Observe the space between the eyebrows. We'll be here for another 2 minutes. releasing the pose. Next is Baddha-KONASANA. Swing the left foot towards the front of the mat, beginning by sitting tall and moving the knees up and down in a rhythmic motion. The heel should be as close towards the seat. This is a beautiful dynamic stretch, and in itself requires deep awareness. Don't get discouraged if you find it troubling to find rhythm with the leg movements. With steady practice, you can begin doing the movement uninterrupted for a minute. Then continuing the progression of the sequence, we slow down the dynamic movements for a deeper static stretch by folding forward over the legs. It's important to keep an awareness of a long spine so that the body weight and arms contribute to the posture. We'll be holding here for 2 minutes, so get yourself comfortable. Take your time. If you need an extra support, to help lengthen your spine, place the elbows on the shins. With each inhale, lengthening the crown. With each exhale, bowing in. With your next inhale, slowly releasing the pose, rolling up the spine. Next comes one of my favorite variations of Baddha-KONASANA, the reclined variation. As we begin to recline the posture with assistance of a strap, the placement of the strap is quite important and specific. The placement of the strap behind you should be as low on the tailbone as possible. From there, coming above the knees and below the feet. Take your time to set up the strap effectively. The heel should be as close towards the seat, and you should feel a gentle pressure that is working the knees down towards the ground on either side. Once the strap is in place, you may walk your hands back, coming onto the elbows, staying there if you prefer. If you like to go a little bit deeper, coming onto your back. From there, you may reach over your head and grab your elbows, closing the eyes. If you don't have a strap with you, you may do the posture and use your hands to gently guide the knees onto the ground beside you. If you prefer, you may stay in this pose for up to 10 minutes. Release the pose, slowly coming to sit up. Next is VIRASANA. Crossing the ankles, taking the feet back, coming to stand on your shins. We are going to sit between our heels. Take your time. For me, it's comfortable to move the calf muscles to the side and find the seat from there. If you find this is too much pressure on the knees or your ankles, you may use a block. From here, lengthen the spine. Close your eyes, slightly tuck the chin to lengthen the nape of the neck, and observe the space between the eyebrows. Use your breath to go beyond the sensations of the posture and to remain indifferent, no matter the condition. Over time, we begin to open up the ankles and the knees, relaxing the hips and finding ease in this pose. A little bit longer. Now sitting up, extend your legs and relax your knees. Final pose, we conclude with a variation of BHARADVAJRASANA, a spinal twist that targets each leg individually. Keep the left leg long and bring the right shin in towards the chest and cradle the leg a little bit to open up the hip. From here, placing the foot into a half lotus position. To do this safely, bring the heel towards the belly button, and from there, rolling the knee so that the top of the foot comes on the top of the left thigh. From there, left hand grabs the right knee, right hand behind you, and looking over the right shoulder. Left toe should curl back. Now follow your breath with each inhale, lengthening your crown. With each exhale, twisting deeper, staying for 10 long, deep breaths. Taking this time to calm the nervous system. If you know the deeper variations, like grabbing the right foot behind the back, you may do so. After your 10 breaths, switching sides. Extend the right leg long. Place the left foot into a half lotus position and twisting to the left. Once you feel comfortable in the pose, close your eyes. 10 long and deep breaths. After your 10 breaths, release the pose. Now sitting for meditation, if you can, working the lotus pose, bringing the right foot in, heel towards the belly button, and then rolling the knee down, placing the top of the foot on the top of the left thigh, and then bringing the left foot over top of the right. From there, placing the hands on the knees and lengthening your spine. If this is not accessible, don't worry. Take any of the other meditative poses that are available to you. closing the eyes. Feel the support from the ankles to the knees to the hips that will allow a lengthening through the spine, tucking of the navel, lifting of the chest and the shoulders rolling back and down. Slightly tucking the chin to lengthen the nape of the neck, closing the eyes. With the eyes closed, observing the space between the eyebrows. Remaining unconcerned. This concludes the Lotus Pose series. If you prefer to sit in meditation a little longer, please do so. Thank you for joining and sharing your practice. Namaste.